Hello, I'm Dr. Lexi Lane with Summit Vitality, and today we're going to demonstrate that not all supplements are created equal. We're also going to be demonstrating that there are different forms of supplements in their delivery and how the body actually will respond to that in regards to absorption. And we're actually going to use astaxanthin as the example. Now, astaxanthin is probably this really funky word for you, so we're going to pronounce it for you, astaxanthin. And it basically is a carotenoid, and it's very specific to sea life. So things like salmon and lobster and this microalgae. And essentially what it's doing is it's making the salmon turn pink or that lobster tail turn red. So a proper supplementation for this will actually be really bright red, and we're gonna actually show you that later on in the video. But one thing I wanted to point out is, why do we care about astaxanthin and why is it so important? And one of the things I really want to point out is that it really is a potent anti-inflammatory. And as we start to age, our body's in these inflammatory states. You're going to hear a lot of itises, arthritis, for example, dermatitis. In terms of your cardiovascular system, this becomes very important as we're aging. And so astaxanthin has a huge indication for your heart and for your cholesterol and even for your joints. So in other words, when we're thinking about anti-inflammatories, one thing we need to think about is the fact that over-the-counter anti-inflammatories like ibuprofen and Advil, Tylenol, they all come with major side effects and risks, because long-term it's actually going to increase risks of heart disease. So why not consider a natural medicine or supplement that would address inflammation but also protect the heart, which is a huge indication for astaxanthin. So what I'm going to do now is demonstrate 3 different supplements. It's the same thing, they're all astaxanthin, they come from very different companies, and what you're going to see is, number 1, quality assurance, and then number 2, how it gets absorbed in the body. And you're going to see a big difference as to why we should really care about why we're getting a particular supplement and why quality matters. So here you're going to see we have 3 identical cups with water, and the water is the same in each cup. And what I'd like for you to do is pay attention to the color that comes out of the supplement, and then also water displacement. All right, so clearly you're seeing some differences in the 3 glasses, one pretty significant difference, and that would be the water displacement. And so we have this term called hydrophilic, which basically means that it likes the water, or hydrophobic, which is afraid of the water. So these 2 glasses are going to be more hydrophobic, and this is hydrophilic. All right, and that becomes important when we want to have something cross the cell barrier or get into the circulation. So these 2 glasses here, you're going to notice the color. This particular supplement was a higher potency than this one, so more milligrams of astaxanthin than this one. However, you would expect it to be much brighter in color if there was more astaxanthin in there, and you're not seeing that. This is actually a representation of a poorer quality supplement. It has a lot of additives in there, so you're going to see that obviously it's much darker, and in terms of displacement, it's not displacing very well in the water. As far as the center one here, a good company, we really like it, not a lot of additives. In fact, there's no additives, but it's the form in which they are using the astaxanthin. And then this one over here is actually a different type of form of astaxanthin that is highly absorbable. And so if I were to talk about these two, there's going to be a time and a place where I might choose this particular form over this form. For example, if I'm addressing gut inflammation, I might want something that's not so absorbable so it actually stays in the gut longer and addresses gut inflammation specifically. Whereas this form, I might think about for your global inflammation for your heart, cardiovascular, joints. So again, when you're working with supplements, you have to understand why you're taking something, the quality in which you're taking it, and how is it going to be absorbed in the body. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you've learned something today. So be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, or you can follow us on Twitter or Instagram. Your Body's Talking and we're listening, and I'm Dr. Lexi Lane with Summit Vitality.